Hello everyone, today we will be looking at the assets for the game Ancient Castle. So the first asset here is the player model, which is the FPS player. This contains the player sprite, which is what makes the shadows form and what other people will see. Then we have the camera, which can look out and display to the screen. The camera has the gun attached to it, so wherever the camera looks, this gun will point. And this is the gun sprite, which is what the player will see for the gun. And then there is a directional light. This light will always face in this direction, and it will make the front area brighter. There are two of these. Then there is also a point light, which will make all around the player brighter. In the later stage, instead of the normal player model, we have a gunless player model. It is the same, just without a gun, and the gun is replaced with a spotlight, which will illuminate the area that's forward. This is the portal setup. This is in the first stage. You have to reach here. Inside this there is a trigger cylinder. So the trigger cylinder will activate this script scene switch, which will change the scene when the player enters this area. Similarly, in FPS player, we have the script for moving the player. So here we can see that we have the public float speed, which is how fast the player can move. We have the gravity, which is how fast the player will go down after a jump. We have a jump height, which is how far he can jump. We have a sprint speed, which is how much faster he can go while sprinting. And that is most of the player movement. After that, if the player is on the ground, so the bottom of the player detects that it is on ground, then you are allowed to jump. So this is for the jump. Then for sprint is the same. It will increase your movement speed. And on the gun game object, we have a gun script, which basically, when we click fire, it will fire a projectile of light, and wherever that hits, it will make a light there. And other than that, we have a teleporter, which is in the later stages. So when you enter the teleporter, you will be moved to another area on the map or into another scene. This uses the same script from the first teleporter, the portal setup. This is what it looks like. And other than that, in the later stages, this is what the room will look like. So this is what the inside of the room will be like. And last we have the trigger, which is basically an empty object. So you can't see it, it's invisible. But when the player will move on it, the trigger script will be started. So whenever the trigger will detect that a player is moving on it, it will show a message and then it will keep the message for that set duration. Thank you.